I have chosen some of the universities, but right away I got accepted for Polymy. So who will say no if we get accepted from Polymy, because it's like IIT of Italy. It's a number one university in Italy, and it's one of the top universities in Europe.
Exactly.
So
That is what I wanted to add. You jumped the gun. It is one of the top universities in Europe too.
there is a program called DSU program in Italy, so especially for public universities or public funded universities. So the DSU is allocated based on the students who's having economical background not so high, or if you are coming from a family background. Of course, you should prove through the various certifications and documents that you are eligible to apply for DSU. And if you are eligible, for sure you will have the scholarship for both tuition fees, and also you have the monthly allowances to manage your expenses, like paying the rents and the food, etc., etc. Actually, the place where I did my internship during my thesis, I got converted into a full-time employee in that company. And when it comes to the facilities, you will have the world-class facilities when it comes to the laboratories and the classrooms. And regarding the libraries, you have the library access all the days, even on the weekends. You can just book yourself in the portal and then go and sit in the library peacefully if you are not able to study in the home. Yeah, the facilities wise, there is nothing to complain. Like, you are in one of the best places. I have never done part-time jobs here during my studies period. It's because like the main aim for us not making money or something, like you're coming to study. So if you do your things properly and in a very professional way, for sure you will get paid back later on. So you will not get the return on investment right away. For every investment you do, like there is a payback period and payback time. My experience of completing my thesis is with a company. So when I was almost during the end of third semester, like mid of third semester, I started doing an internship for a well-known home appliances company as in the supply chain department, as a production planner. So I did a project from that company on the supervision of the professor. So I presented this project during my internship period for my thesis, and then it went well, and then it helped me to land in the home appliances industry, especially fast moving consumer goods industries.
Hello everybody, my name is Shivaraman, Director of Europe Study Center. You all would be watching our YouTube channel. We are doing series of interviews with all our successful students to guide the young minds currently who are aspiring to study abroad. So in continuation in that series, today we are going to interview our student Naveen, who studied in Italy with complete scholarship and currently working in Italy. Naveen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Shivaraman. It's a pleasure to meet you after 4 years, and I hope you're doing well, and also your team is doing well over there. Nice to meet you again.
Thank you so much, Naveen. Yes, we are doing good, and thanks for giving us your time to do this interview. So please introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay, let's keep it more casual, this interview. So I'm Naveen, and I'm born and brought up in Chennai. And then I did my high school in Madras Christian College Matriculation High Secondary School in Chetpat. And then after that, I decided to pursue engineering. And then I entered into KCG College of Technology, which is located in Karapakam, through Anna University Counseling. And once I've completed my bachelor's, there was a passion for me to do the master's. So that's the reason why I reached out to Europe Study Center to pursue master's. And yeah, here I am after 4 years. So this is my journey in a very short notice, let me say.
Okay, not a problem. So I saw from your profile, which I wanted to ask you as the first question, because it was something similar to what I did when I studied in Europe. I also studied Triple E. I guess you studied ECE, right?
No, even I did Triple E.
Okay, you did Triple E. Okay, wonderful. Then you shifted to engineering management. you wanted to opt for engineering management in your masters. Explain us this reason behind this particular shift.
Um, yeah, there is a big story behind this, like, every person has their own interest, and then their life story is different based on their aspirations, their skill set, etc., etc. And then right from my high school, if I have to say my story, it's really big, and it is starting from my school days. Like, when I completed my middle school, I just want to do my high school in commerce department. And typical Indian parents are known to be pushing their childrens for engineering and medical courses. But of course, I respect, like, if the person is willing to do this kind of courses, it's well and good. But only me myself know what is really good for me in terms of my skill set, and then my aspirations for my life. So my parents not forced me, but they asked me to start my high school in computer science department. And yes, I did it, and I succeeded joining in one of the well-known engineering institute in Chennai. Especially, I have to mention this KCG is the place where it's not where they feed students with just book knowledge, and it's a place where they help the students to nourish themselves as a complete personality, both in soft skills and also technical skills. So thanks to the Triple E department from KCG, who have nourished myself in a good professional, and I was really clear what I want in my life uh, uh, during my fourth year of my college. So for an example, if I say, like, it's not a college like they push you to do the aptitude examination and then get into some corporate life in India or in Chennai, but they really give you a space to understand what you are really good at, and then they try to understand your positiveness, and also in which department you could really fit in. So this is the place where I really understood what I really want to do in my life. And through various experience during my bachelor's courses, like, I understood that I'm more a extrovert person. I'm a person who's really interested in doing marketing, branding, business development, strategy, etc., etc. Through various experiences, like organizing symposium in the universities, organizing a big cultural events in the college. So through these experiences, I understood that I had a more marketing skills, where I can be more in close with the clients, and also having a technical knowledge of the business which I am working in. So only
Yeah,
you can be a product manager if you know both the technical skills and the management skills. So this is the reason why I decided to pursue engineering in management engineering.
management. Wonderful. Because you have done two things here.
Yeah,
One is you have chosen what you wanted to study and what you are good at. First
yeah,
point. Second point, you have not left over the engineering aspects also. You have
exactly.
tried to maximum combine both. Okay,
Yeah,
and chosen this particular topic because this level of clarity is very, very important. Students need to choose, at least at the post graduation level, what is your comfort area and which is good with reference to my interest as well as future employment, which is really, really important. That is why I wanted to start with this particular question. So when did you decide you wanted to do your masters?
I decided to do my master's, like, after my bachelor's. I get into a European-based firm for 1 year, and then during working, I understood that the skill set to have the career path change is not sufficient for me. So it's really important for me to have some managerial skills, management skills. And I didn't want to do a MBA, like, because it's I don't understand, like, MBA is completely management person, like a person who's more into presentations or like Excel, etc., etc. But I want to stick to the technologies. So to stay with the technologies, I've gained as much as knowledge during my bachelor's to have the technical knowledge. But to become a product owner or product managers, you need also a management skills. That's the reason why I decided to do engineering management. So only a pure engineer management guy can act as a real product owner or product manager, like who can understand the product and also who can commercialize the product. So I'm a person who's in between technology and manage marketing and management. So I know what to do from the designers and engineers who's located in the factories R&D team, and I know what my clients and my markets is expecting from me in terms of sales perspective. So it's a good course, which I don't know if we have this course in India, especially management engineering. And thanks to Italy and Polimi and many universities in Italy have this course, and it's a really good course to start
Wonderful.
if you have a passion for management engineering.
Excellent, excellent. Very, very beautifully compiled. So, when you plan to do your masters in management engineering, you were looking at different countries, or you were only looking at Europe?
No, I was also open for other countries, especially, and then I arrived to ESC for counseling. And then there was a um, counselor who I forgot her name, but she has been really helpful to give a nice options for me to various of options for me to choose and opt, considering my financial situation, etc., etc. So I have chosen some of the universities, but right away I got accepted for Polymy. So who will say no if we get accepted from Polymy, because it's like IIT of Italy. It's a number one university in Italy, and it's one of the top universities in Europe. So
Exactly. That is what I wanted to add. You jumped the gun. It is one of the top universities in Europe too. Yeah, please continue.
yeah, it's the top universities in Europe, and when it comes to Italy, it's like IIT. So many people, I mean, Italian students are like waiting in queues to get into Polymy, and we should be really thankful and fortunate that we were being getting admitted into Polymy. So it's a prestige and privilege to graduate from Polymy, but people should not consider for granted. So something you're getting into, most of the people is waiting in queue, like is not having this opportunity. So my request only to the people, if you get into Polymy or some of the best well-known universities, just make use of the resources available here, and then uh, I know it's difficult the first years especially, but don't lose your I mean, for the students who are watching, like, don't lose your hope, and then you have to give your best to take the best
Yes,
from
ma'am.
the Polymy and the market.
Yes, Naveen. That is why we do these interviews, to create awareness, to create confidence among the young minds. That's the whole objective. So, the moment you got the visa, then you were about to fly. What was your feeling? You know, going to study in a top public university in Europe, that too, the number one in Italy. How was that moment before you boarded the flight?
It was really emotional because it's a win-win situation, no? Like, people has to take risk in their life. For an example, in my case, the risk factor is I resign my job, and I'm starting a student life again after 1 year. So it's you have your social pressure and family pressures, but enthusiasm was really always high, because it's one of the best like, the enthusiasm is really high because happiness of being appointed in one of the best well-known universities. But when it comes to the language and culture, like, people has to really do some homework, because Italy is not English speaking country, and it's
But
a
but Naveen, your medium of instruction was completely in English, right? You don't have
yeah,
to study Italian language.
when it comes to universities, like, when you, for the graduation, you don't have any any problem, because it's a English instruction, medium of instruction is completely in English, examinations are completely in English. I'm just telling, so professionally you don't have any problem, but social life also is important, no? Like we need to make friends,
Yes.
we need to go outside on weekends. So it's good also to learn a new culture. Like wherever we go, we need to respect the lifestyle and the social equality of that particular place. So country like Italy is it's well known for its culture and then its history. So it's good to learn a new culture, new people, new food, new lifestyle. So keep yourself, for the students who are coming, you are getting into good place, one of the beautiful country in the world. Like, so also studies is important, profession is important when it comes to university, but also explore the places by learning the culture. It's really interesting. I can
Yes.
just give my perspective of Italy, but maybe different people who have done different interviews, they have a different perspective of different countries. So but it's one of the beautiful place to live in.
Wonderful. Before we get into your study life, okay, how you coped up, what all changes you made. Before that, I would like you to talk about scholarships that you got, because, as you mentioned in the pre-talk before we started this, you were
Mhm.
like completely funded. So kindly talk to us in detail about the scholarships that you received, and what you spent and what you did not spend. The complete info, because many students are curious to know about this. That's why.
Yes, there is a program called DSU, program in Italy. So especially for public universities or public funded universities. Polimi is not completely public university, but it's like half private and half public funded universities. So the DSU is allocated based on the students who's having a economical background not so high, or if you are coming from a family background. Of course, you should prove through the various certifications and documents that you are eligible to apply for DSU. And if you are
Yes.
eligible, for sure you will have the uh, scholarship for both tuition fees, and also you have the monthly allowances to manage your expenses, like paying the rents and the food, etc., etc. But you should maintain your credit requirements based on the semester wise. So there are criterias, like you have to finish this many credits before this period. So if you are not keeping your deadline and the credits as per the deadline fixed by the universities and the DSU regulation, obviously you will lose the DSU, and you have to also pay back the amount which you have received previously in terms of scholarship, um, and the tuition fees. So it's a win-win situation. But people who have skilled enough, and then who have the curiosity, who have the learning mindset, I'm sure they will be able to clear the examinations and then to meet the deadlines within the time frame.
Wonderful. So the scholarship covered your tuition fees, living expenses, or how was it?
It depends. It covered completely my tuition fees. For tuition fees, I think I paid like I don't know if I can say say the remuneration, but yeah, I just paid very minimum in terms of tuition pay fees, and DSU was covered for all the tuition fees. And living expenses, like you can manage your living expenses if you're sharing your room within the scholarship you receive from the universities. I mean, sharing the room with another roommate, or sharing a house in with four people or three people. But of course, you have to share the room, because I don't know. Maybe it's possible to manage all your living expenses within the scholarship if you are from other cities. Like if you are studying in Pavia, or there are many universities in Italy. So it's possible to manage. Of course, big cities like Milan, which is like a financial hub of Italy, which is like a Silicon Valley of Italy. So a life of cost of living is really high here. So you need to either share the apartment and the room to manage within the scholarship you received. Otherwise, I think you need to pay. spend more based on your family situation and your financial background.
Wonderful. So, excluding the scholarship, you have to spend little, not much, to complete your studies. That is what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So now we
Provided
will
you pass the exams on time. Provided
that
if
that is by default, right? Any
yeah,
scholarship without the student passing out, they will be kicked out.
exactly.
Yes, that clarity also you have clearly, recorded. So then now coming into the concept of your first year at Politecnico di Milano, because we study in a different pattern in India, and here it's a
Mm-mm.
completely different pattern. So please enlighten the young audience and the parents what all challenges you faced and what all changes you made and how you become successful in completing the first year.
Completing first year was not easy because definitely it will be hard because you're getting into a new education system, and yeah, the examinations here in Italy is not like very liberal like other countries. I don't want to say the name of the countries, but there are some countries you can easily get get cleared the exam through assignments, etc., etc. There are many courses which is like 6 months or 1 year courses, etc., etc. But when it comes to Italy, clearing examination itself like you need to prepare yourself. You cannot just clear an exam just by appearing. So, and the pattern of examinations is really different here. Like when we are in Chennai, I cannot say all over the India, but the examination pattern as per Anna University is like we used to um, write a lot of theoretical examinations, and of course we have some practical examinations and viva, etc., etc. But here it's completely different. It's project based, written exams, and also you have the oral exam with the professor. So you are evaluated based on the three categories, like um, your uh, your learning skill, and then how you are replicating the examinations in the written format, and how you are able to cope up with the questions which is pop up by the professor. He can ask the questions from wherever he want, like I mean from the syllabus. So you should only if you know the content, you can pass the oral exam successfully, and then you will have the project based examinations, which you'll work with a group of people, and you will also have the peer evaluations. So you will be performing examinations on the multiple directions, and you need to clear all the three part in order to complete the course, I mean the complete the subject all over together. Otherwise you
Yeah.
need to redo the exams.
No, Naveen, what Naveen is inferring here is that you can only understand and study. You cannot just like
Exactly.
that before the examination run through the books or write pages. No, conceptual learning, understanding and learning, and that is why Milano is like world-renowned university. So obviously they will expect their graduates to be passing out with all levels of knowledge. Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell us, talk to us about. We know it. Politecnico di Milano is a fantastic public university. Talk to us about the infrastructure, the facilities at the university, libraries, and most importantly about the professors. How helpful and how friendly they were in your entire learning process of 2 years masters.
Okay, first let's start with the facilities. Polimi is a university which have five campuses. Like you have in Milan two campuses, you have one campus in Cremona, and you have one campus in Mantova, and you have one campus in Lecco. So everything is in the region of Lombardy, I mean the northern Italy, but there are different campuses where they do different courses. And my course where I did like management engineering is in Bovisa campus in Milano, where there are departments like aeronautical, mechanical engineering, design, fashion. Everything is based in this campus. And when it comes to the facilities, the you will have the world class facilities when it comes to the laboratories and the classrooms. And regarding the libraries, you have the library access all the days, even on the weekends. You can just book yourself in the portal and then go and sit in the library peacefully if you are not able to study in the home. And you will have also like cafeterias where you can do the project works along with your peer colleagues. And yeah, the facilities wise, there is nothing to complain. Like you are in one of the best place. And
Yeah,
when it
Naveen,
comes,
before
yeah.
you talk about the professors, no, before you talk about the professors, I wanted to add this point. This is my 16th year in this particular industry. One particular aspect alone I have followed. Whichever Schengen country I send my students, okay,
Mhm.
they should go study in the number one, number two, number three public university. That is when, Naveen, the students will get all the facilities that you have mentioned right now. When you study in
Exactly.
Italy, I don't want to pull out names for obvious reasons, which you know. There are several chota mota universities in Italy also, which students
Exactly.
knowingly, unknowingly go and join and suffer. But whereas when from my 4 offices, Chennai, Trichy, Coimbatore, and Bangalore, they either go to Milano, Sapienza, or Torino, or a Trento, meaning the tier one league of universities, and which is
Exactly.
directly proportional to the students' learning, is further opportunities, etc., etc., which I wanted to add in between. Yeah. Now
Yes,
you can talk about your professors. Yeah.
yeah, I agree with your with
Thank you.
your proposals.
Thank you.
Please don't get fall into the trap because there
No,
is
no, no,
also
never. 16, Naveen, 16 years I have not done that. No PG diploma, no 1 year degree,
no.
no UK, no Ireland, no MBBS abroad, nothing. Just
I mean,
Schengen
I mean
public
for
universities. Yeah.
I mean for the students. For the
Yeah,
students,
yeah.
don't fall into the trap. I know
but
you
but
Europe Study
Naveen,
Center is, yeah.
yeah, please, please. Sorry.
I mean, Europe Study Center is doing promoting only the good universities in the countries, but I'm requesting just to the students, like there is also small universities in small villages. Please, like don't fall into the trap for
Exactly.
the
Thank you.
students.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please continue.
And for the professors, professors are really helpful. Like if you are having a growth mindset and willingness to learn, irrespective of your level of skills, and in the during the time you're joining the universities, you just have to be proactive, and then to have the learning mindset and then the willingness to learn. If you are with this approach, I'm sure like professors are really helpful even when it comes to um, the thesis, or like finding internship opportunities after you're graduating, etc. So please take the opportunities. The professors are not just professors here in the university. They are researchers for a very long period, and
Yeah.
then do every professors have their private companies like consulting companies. So they are
Super.
always in touch with the industries. So make use of the opportunities from the professors. Like there are many professors. I just know the professors from the management engineering, but there are different professors from different departments. So you're in a if you're coming to Polymy, the students are in a very good hands, I would say.
It's wonderful. One important question which I wanted to ask you, which is also needed for the audience and young minds watching this interview. How did you avoid the distractions, meaning like, part-time jobs or other
Mm,
aspects, and how did you focus on your studies? Because anybody who is distracted,
mm,
which I can confidently say, they cannot
mm.
complete the degree on time in a top public university, and especially in
Exactly.
Politecnico di Milano. And we are the only company, entire India, I can proudly say, who can tell the student, please don't do part-time jobs. Focus on studies. You know,
E-
aim for bigger things. Don't settle for smaller, shorter
Exactly.
benefits. So kindly talk about it.
Yeah, it's very interesting point. I've never done part-time jobs here during my
Super,
studies period. It's
super.
because like the main aim for us not making money or something, like you're coming to study. So if you do your things properly and in a very professional way, for sure you'll get paid back later on. So you will not get the return on investment right away. For every investment you do, like there is an payback period and payback time. So I suggest the students, if you're coming here to study. Of course, during the weekends, you can have your good private life, social life, meeting
Wow.
friends, etc. But the goal and the aim is to just come and study. Like you have to graduate first, and then we will find the other solutions, like in terms of working or something. Please don't do the part times and waste your time. Like if you are a mechanical engineer, or if you are a aeronautical engineer, if you are a management engineer, uh, doing doing part times, I don't. Of course, there are people who are doing some part times. We don't know what is their situations, but here what I say see is like Europeans, if they want to have some money, or like if they are not able to manage the expenses, they take a break. They work for these 3 months, they make the money, and then they restart the education. They don't mix the education with working. So please, during your period of studies, don't do the part times. That's my suggestion. But maybe some people have different opinions. But this is what I say.
Brother, anybody can have their opinion, but end of the day, what works is what we should focus on, right? Everybody will
Exactly.
have opinion towards everything. Here, this video is all about Naveen's journey, how Naveen was
Yeah.
successful. So this is, these are all the, what to say, actual facts and figures for them to be successful. That's
Okay.
the whole thing. Because especially in Italy, with all these scholarships and all those things, a lot of people doing part-time and other aspects and not studying, which I feel, uh, really pained looking at all these data. And especially in
Exactly.
university like Milano, they should grab it with both of their hands. And when they are getting the scholarships,
Mm,
so they don't have to worry much and
mm.
focus on your studies, basically. So then you spoke how helpful the professors were. So, what was your final year project? You did it in-house in the university, or you did it in a company? How was it?
My experience of completing my thesis is with a company. So when I was almost during the end of third semester, like mid of third semester, I started doing an internship for a well-known home appliances company in the supply chain department,
Super.
as a production planner. So I did a project from that company on the supervision of the professor. So I presented this project during my internship period for my thesis, and then it went well. And then it helped me to land in the home appliances industry, especially fast moving consumer goods industries. So this was my experience during.
Super, super. It's always the similar thing happened to me also. Your
Mm.
final year project, when you do it in a company, we are almost like, opening the doors towards the full-time employment. So, since you are really focused, no part-time, nothing, so you finished the degree on time, right?
Yeah, I exactly completed in 2 years.
Hats off.
So
Hats off to you.
thank you.
See, really proud of you, brother. Because see, I cannot, by the fact, whatever parameter you say, it's difficult, whether professors, whatever you say, you are
Mm,
not completing degree on time.
mm,
I cannot accept that.
exactly.
Whatever it is, you have, forget about the grades. You have to finish the degree on time. That is why any student coming into our office, we always say, no part time. Ignore all these things. Make use of the opportunity. Spend less, learn more. Believe in lack of skills. Do not believe in lack of jobs. So then, when did you start applying for your jobs, and what was your first job?
No, actually, the place where I did my internship during my thesis, I got converted into a full-time employee in that company. And then I found another opportunity in another company due to various reasons, like financial reasons, and then close to the city, within Milano
Many
city. So I
factors. Many
switched
factors.
many factors. I changed the company. Now I'm living close to my company, which is like 5 to 10 minutes walkable distance.
Super. What's your name of your company, and what's your current designation right now?
The name of the company was Whirlpool Corporation, and now the Whirlpool Corporation in Europe is called as BEKO Europe, because there was a joint venture
Oh,
between
nice. Nice. Okay.
Whirlpool and Arcelec. So the company now I'm working for is BEKO Europe. My designation is a product manager.
Super. Now, which I also wanted to know. Uh, Explain us. Now we will talk about your professional life, because many parents want to know about these factors also. As a product manager, what are all your roles and responsibilities at Whirlpool? I use the name Whirlpool because everybody knows it. That's why. Please.
Yeah, in India, yes, Whirlpool is well known, but also
Very
in
famous.
India,
Very
yeah,
famous. Yeah.
in India we also have now a new company called Voltas BEKO. So I'm part of
Okay.
this group. So that's why it's
Super.
called BEKO Europe. Okay, the role of the product manager is nothing but like you have to make sure the product is born with the request from the clients or markets, like based on the different market conditions and the client requirements. So you will receive a market based on the category specific, like you will have different categories. No, you have laundry, refrigeration, cooking appliances, etc., etc. So the role of the product manager is to understand the needs both in um, business perspective and also a technical perspective. And the product manager is the person who drive the project. Like he takes the project from the marketing team or the customers outside the company, and he drive the project in terms of product perspective, not financial perspective. So he's the one who define what has to be done in terms of R&D, design in the factories, who are working in the factories, and then make sure that all the product's needs have been satisfied. And once the product is arrived, like he's the one who should make sure the quality has been passed, and then until the product is shipped out and going to the customer, like a regular production is happening, he is responsible. So right from the request until the product is framed, uh, and meeting all the technical requirements and the quality requirements, and until it goes to the end consumers. So this is the role of the product managers. And basically we
Wonderful.
use many tools, and you need many skills, like kind of product management and project management skills is needed in terms in this
Excellent. So
role.
exactly in line with what you studied at Politecnico di
Exact.
Milano. Amazing, right? So we
Yeah.
study, we apply the same. And when you explained your roles and responsibilities, for us to even listen to it, it's really interesting. It's like a, it's very interesting and it's very engaging also. So one other parameter which I wanted to ask you was especially these European top companies, they never compromise the
Mm,
product quality for the cost, right?
yes. So there is a strict EU regulations. So you have to meet all the needs and requirements based on the EU regulations. So that is also a part of my job. So I need to maintain and then make sure the products I'm acting as a product manager should meet all the EU regulations in terms of there are many regulations, like they need the electrical needs, sustainability needs, recycling needs to meet the sustainability goals, etc., etc. So there is no compromise the products made in Europe in terms of quality versus the price. So if the products are coming out from the European factories, uh, you can expect the product is with made with high quality, not just with the quality of the product. The whole ecosystem is treated well. All the people who are working in the factory, uh, everything is made sure that the product along the ecosystem is made with a sustainable way, not in an unappropriate or unacceptable way.
Wonderful. Uh, as you know, it's a big topic in India. I've been asking this question in all my interviews with working professionals. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about your work-life balance, because brother,
Mm-hmm.
many my age people, who are all in senior positions right now, who studied with me,
Mm-hmm.
work-life balance is a joke. There is no concept of work-life balance. I'm not talking about all companies in India. Some do have, but many do not have, and that is why we see people stressful. All sorts of diseases are picking up, and it's a complete chaos. So I would like you, especially an young professional, talking about the work-life balance in Europe and the importance of work-life balance, please.
Yeah, work-life balance is like really given us great importance here. The colleagues' personal life and then everything is respected here well. Depends on the countries. Like different countries have the different laws and regulations for their employees. But when it comes to Italy, I can just speak about Italian Italian legislation. So if you are having Italian contract, like you are protected by government, like it's not just protected by government, and also every companies will respect the work life balance. Of course there will be period of um, you have to work more based on the new projects, or like you have some deadlines, etc., etc. But if you consider on an overall, the work life balance is really good. I mean, after 6 you can go home and relax peacefully. You can have your personal life, and you can have your vacation period during the August or and December. So I mean, if you do your work efficiently in that 9 hours, there is no stress in your life, and you don't expect everybody is treated equally, and there is no micromanagement. There is no hierarchical level of corporate is working. So everybody is treated equally, irrespective of their experience, age, etc., etc.
In one word, if I could just summarize what you said, ideal environment to think, work, and grow
Yeah,
without stress.
exactly. Yeah,
Ah, yes, because once we start getting into that stress factor, Naveen, it really gets crazy, and we give up in most of the cases. Why we need to go through all those things, these
yeah,
parameters.
of course. but
So
but quality, compromise in quality. If you also work in the stress environment, the quality of the output will not be, the quality of the product, or also the quality of work which employees are making will not be perfect, let me say.
yeah, also I don't want to pull those countries' names where they compromise the quality of the product for the cost, which the European companies they will never do, right,
Yeah,
Naveen?
yeah.
At any
Ye-
cost, they will not put the customer in danger or take customer for a ride, whatever it is. Correct?
exactly.
And when you guys study in Europe and learn to, get immersed in all these sort of practices and ethics, lifelong you will be following that. You cannot change.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Like, for an example, even if we don't know, our life is unpredictable. After 5 years, I might decide to come back to Chennai, and then to work in Chennai, because due to various reasons, I miss my family or whatever it is. But the experience that you gain from your both professional and personal life, like you become more matured, and then more self-sufficient person. Like you can see the change in 3 to 4 years in
Exactly.
your
No, that's what Naveen, I'm trying to say. These practices, these efficiency, the ethics that you guys, meaning the European companies practice, it will travel with you for lifelong. That's what I was trying to say. Irrespective
exactly
of whichever countries and companies you work for. Yeah.
exactly
So other than of course, your work life, any hobbies do you do? Trekking or traveling, etc., etc.
I do travel, like I travel almost like my travel plans are mostly within Italy, but I do also covered some other countries. But basically when it comes to hobbies, like I'm more into nature. So
Okay.
I go to hiking, mountains. I prefer mountains rather than the seaside. And
Okay.
there are many beautiful places to visit in Italy. It's we just hear from our high school like it's one of the beautiful country in the world, and now to see it's happening in reality, it's so I want to cover all the places in Italy before I don't know if I stay here or I decide to leave the country, but I want to cover all the places in Italy.
You're quite young, man. You're quite young. You have plenty of time to, explore. And the country where you work and the company which you work encourages work-life balance. So you can plan any
Exactly, yeah.
vacation and still continue to deliver your responsibilities, which is amazing. And you see, right from the starting of the interview, from making the shift from electronics to industrial engineering, and then studying in top public universities in Europe, and then studying in scholarship, spending less, learning more, and not doing part-time job. You have not done something out of the box, but you have just, what to say, like stuck to the basics and done all your activities promptly, which took you to this position. Don't you think so?
Yes, exactly. Of course, everything has to be planned perfectly
Perfect.
and executed perfectly. You don't have to be extraordinary to achieve extraordinary things.
Exactly.
Apart from hardworking, also soft skills is needed to plan and execute things in a timely manner. And if you have this, if everybody who has the skills, I think they can be successful in their.
100%, right? See, plus you have kept it very simple, brother.
Mm.
No, what to say? You
I
know,
don't take I don't take stress. I don't take I do take risk, but I calculate the risk and then take risk.
exactly. We have to be calculative, right? For example, if you talk my profession, I give an offer letter from an Australia or a Canada university, the 2 years fee structure alone 50, 60 lakhs. I cannot take the offer letter in my hand and give it to the student.
Mm,
I just cannot do it. I know that I'm doing something wrong to the student. And when is he going to pay
exactly.
back the education loan? Who is going to pay the interest?
Exactly.
So that's why we stick to this policy: spend less, learn more. When the European government is ready to spend,
Yeah.
why do we even look into it? So how many years you have been working in Italy right now? All your jobs, meaning combined.
Combined starting from the internship, I think I started working in 2022, mid of 2022. So it's been like my work experience is like with 1.5 year in the previous company and the Whirlpool Corporation for 6 months, and now the newly formed company for another. So almost 2.5 years, my
Wonderful.
experience.
Excellent. So at young age, having this experience and knowledge, it can only take you to greater heights moving forward. So how happy your parents are looking at all your progress that you have done?
Yeah, of course, every parents miss their kids, like not being closer to them, but they're really happy about how I transformed my life, being a
100%.
very like being a home oriented guy. This is my first time living outside, away from my family, so it's really heavy for me. But now they are really proud of how I transformed myself, dependent on parents for each and every activities, and now started living my life independently, let me say so.
And now giving interviews to motivate and guide the young minds. You should add that also, right?
Okay, usually I
See,
don't take credits, but yeah, if you do
this is
say yes.
reality. What did you say in this video? Be focused. Of course, it is challenging. You know, put your heart, mind, and soul. Don't get distracted. Keep it simple. Do anything effectively and do it from your heart. That is what you said, in your entire interview. And there is
Exactly.
these interviews, when imagine a school student watching these interviews. That's why I'm very cautious in selecting the students whom to interview and what are all the point we discuss, because the video should be full of positivity, so that any student
Exactly.
watching this interview should only get motivated. And I always say, forget about the bachelor's. In your case, it's master's. If the financial situation of the family supports you, okay, I just say, whether it's psychology or environmental engineering, pack your bags and do your master's in Europe. This is what I say. Because life is once, you have to travel, meet a lot of people, get exposed to a lot of new culture, and make friends all across the globe. Literally, you have done
Yeah,
all these.
let me say Italy is my second home now. So with a very good personal life with my friends. But one suggestions to all the students is don't take life so serious. It's very we just live once, and then do your best what you're doing without any stress, and then everything will happen in the right way. It's not so complicated like you guys think. It's very simple. Just go with the flow.
Yes, yes. One point I would like to add, which you will also will accept: do what makes you happy. Don't do
Exactly.
something uncle told, auntie told, neighbor told. Please don't do that. Yeah.
In every aspect, in professional life, the course you do, the personal life, uh, do uh, really what makes you really happy and motivated and enthusiasm. Don't just follow the customs and regulations which has been already framed by the society.
No, no, no. That will not take us anywhere. That will only
Yeah,
take us among the crowd. You want to be
exactly.
unique, you want to grow, you want to explore, you have to stand out. No other option. Wonderful, man. Uh, Last question before we wind up this beautiful session. What you would like to say, a student watching this interview, whether he is joining Milano or some European university,
Mhm.
with what mindset he should come to Europe when he is planning for his masters? Let it be any department.
agility, flexibility, adaptability, and also willingness to learn new things and new culture, and also to be little bit resilient. Of course, it's not your home country, you're in a different place. You'll meet as much as good people, also you'll meet some strangers. So you have to also be resilient little bit to face the obstacles that you are facing through in the universities or also in the professional life. So these are all the five qualities that everybody should keep up, and also with the growth mindset. Don't take it anything for granted. Please consider the value that you're taking from what you have received, because many people are not even having these opportunities. Make use of
Yes.
these opportunities and don't take it anything for granted. That is also really important.
Yeah. Keep it
I didn't
simple.
I didn't born with these qualities, but we all learn from the experiences, from the mistakes we make, no? So
Exactly. If I do another interview with you 5 years later, okay, you'd be, of course, several folds higher, right? Your maturity, your thought process, and all those things. Because if you look at how I was 5 years before compared to now, it's completely different. So it's a process of constant learning. Wonderful, man. And I thank you on behalf of all the viewers, ESC team, to take time out during your weekend and to share your knowledge and all those things. Really, really thankful to you. And even if this interview inspires one student, we have achieved our goal of inspiring and clarifying their thought process. So thank
okay.
you so much, Naveen. Wish you
thank
all the best. Yeah, please.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for providing. I always value the things that I've received from my life. So, if I am in this position, also your team and ESC is one of the part of this where I am today now. And now I remember the counselor name. I think her name is Jayashree.
Yes,
Thanks to
okay.
her also. So hope to meet you guys when I'm there in Chennai.
Oh my God, you're most welcome. We are just in the same office. Jayshree is also there. You can come visit us anytime. And thank you. And also see, you guys trusted us, gave us the opportunity for us to do all these processes. So the thanks are all mutual. So wish you all the best and good luck in everything. And kindly convey our best regards to your parents also, because they were also instrumental in selecting ESC for your
Ex-
process, because without their
Exactly.
approval you would have not done anything. Yeah.
Exactly. I sure I'll convey them. So thank you and have a nice weekend.
You too. Thank you. Thank you, Tabhi. Take care.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.